My Aunt Hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard. Oh, yes, it is. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see London, UK in the digital building. Who else is in the building? Y'all put your city and state. Shout out to our moderators in the digital building. Shout out to you, Brittany, for having the first gift given today. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. May this week be the best one yet for us. All be one. Okay, I confirm that and agree with it. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Felicia Daniels from Morocco. Shout out Connecticut, Texas, Toronto, DC. Look at all these folks from around the world. Virginia, Chicago, Barbados, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Florida, Tulsa, Columbus, Pittsburgh. Oh my gosh, y'all are in the digital building. LA. Shout out to my Instagram family. Instagram. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Instagram, shout out your city. And Instagram, get ready to come on over in a little bit to Fly Nubian Queen TV. Instagram is Atlanta and Houston. Shout out to you, Louisiana. I'm so pleased that you're with us today, family. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into this most important subject, family. I'm going to give you some insight and connect the dots for us in a way that I believe that you may not have considered before. But just before we do that, this is related to Kamala Harris, Cardi B, and Joe Biden. A little bit of housekeeping. As you come in, please come in giving us a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Please make sure that you text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Would you do that? Be sure to text the word Queens to 31996. So that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. We're so pleased that you have joined us today. St. Louis, shout out to my brother, I am Ramadan. Texas in the house and others there. The outspoken vegan Vicki Dillard is bad as hell. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Instagram, I want y'all to get ready to come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com because I'm going to need to use this device in just a moment. Harlem. Also, family, one quick thing. I just want to say this really quick. I want you to make sure that you check out our store at shopfnq.com because I'm going to be drinking out of my mug that is well worn, as you all can tell, because I use it most days of the week. That you can get your beautiful mugs like this at shopfnq.com. The link is in the chat, and there's also other apparel and resources that you can get there. Shirts that say talk black to me, so much more. Y'all hearing me today? Shout out to you, Charles Weaver, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. I am so excited, and I am afraid that this is going to be another hot week, Black family. You all know that last week, we called out the hidden hand, the zaddy that was behind the Cardi B, the Megan the Stallion, and what's her name? The Suki Hana with the good coochie. That's her phrase, not mine. We called out the hidden hand behind that, did we not, last week, family? And we talked about the fact that their new video, in the background, they played an old song from back in the day talking about there's some hoes in the house. Shout out to my sister Erica. Erica, I bless your gift 1,000-fold. And so y'all know that was the song that was playing in the background, an old school song playing in the background while these women are going around talking about their hoes and legendary hoes and stuff. That's literally what Suki Hana said. Watch this. So we discussed all of that, right? Did we not? We identified the hidden hand behind it. So if you missed last week's, make sure that you check them out. We know that when you're dealing with the Megan the Stallion, who comes out of what group did Megan come out of, family? Did she come out of a group called Hot Girl? Shout out to you, Shalina, the one and only mastermind queen. Oh, thank you. Shalina, she's one of our beautiful supporters and clients with my exclusive Wednesday night mastermind class that you can sign up for a very reasonable rate. We have a special going for the first month of $1 every week. You have direct access to me where I'm dropping one spiritual principle. Lives are being changed. I break that down, and then I answer questions at clubvicky.com. That's clubvicky.com. Shout out to you, Silent D Production. You're always so faithful to support us, Silent D Production. Triple offenders appear before the honorable judge on Judge Vicki Dillard, Fly Nubian Queen. That's right, beloved. Y'all know we're going to hold court today. For those of you that are coming in, you may not understand this, baby, but we have a gavel on the Vicki Show because this is where authority and power lies. And what Black people think, say, and do. I know you're familiar with this symbol happening in Congress and Parliament and the court. But baby, we legislate here. Somebody talk Black to me. That's right, family. City girls. And help me understand this, y'all, because y'all know I don't listen to that kind of stuff. And the only reason why I even deal with it is because when I'm having to get research and stuff done, and I have to look into these kind of things because some of my tribe that I'm trying to reach, y'all like them. Y'all support the Cardi B's of the world and stuff. Y'all give them money and support their brands and all of that. So I have to figure out what's going on with y'all. God today. But am I right, family, with the Megan Thee Stallion? I think Megan make the city girls popular anyway. Didn't they say something about having hot girl summers and stuff? Y'all help me today. I don't pretend to know more than what I know. Isn't it true? Is that true? That's right, Charles. Thumbs up, family. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Talk Black to me, beautiful. Thank you, Jabbar. I bless your gift. I thank you for your kind words. I'm blessing your money. Listen, is that right, family? Do the hot girls, y'all help me? I'm asking for real. Do the hot girls talk about something about a hot girl summer? Do the hot girls talk about hot girl summer? Do they? Well, anyway, last week was hot. Some would say all the Vicki shows are hot. Well, let me tell you today, baby, it's finna get ready to be another hot week. It's getting ready to be another hot summer, baby. Y'all know that I dubbed months ago in line with what our ancestors did in the 60s. You all know that I dubbed this season of pushback and divine resistance in the streets of America and around the world. You all know that we dubbed it on the Vicki Show as what? Holy uprising, right? But baby, this is getting ready to be a hot girl summer. I love your top. It's gorgeous. Thank you, Lisa. I'm a Black angel. Just see this in some wings and stuff. A melanin angel. Y'all talk Black to me. Hieroglyphics, I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Vicki Dillard, the messenger. Ooh, a messenger. How about that? Thank you so much for your kind words. And thank you for supporting Black media with your gifts. Hot girl summer, baby. It's getting ready to be a hot girl. It's still a hot summer on the Vicki Show, but it's getting ready to be a different kind of hot. I got my little red nails today in my red skirt, which you can't see, but it's getting ready. It's going to be hot. Why is it going to be hot this week, Vicki, in particular? Thank you for asking me. Why is it getting ready to be hot this week? Y'all ain't ready for this. Shout out to you, Derek. I've explained to you over and over and over again. We've acknowledged the fact that we're at war. Is that right, family? We discussed the manifold ways in which our open enemy wars against us, right? But we also on this show talk about what empowerment, and we give you practical things to do so that you're able to empower yourself and win the war and help to bring the new world into existence. If you're watching the Vicki Show, you understand that we highlight this man of sin wherever we find him, in education, in finance, in Congress, in the White House, in religion, in the Catholic Church. Y'all stop playing with that pedophile epidemic going on in Hollywood. Wherever we find this open enemy and oppressor of Black folk, we're going to highlight it. Baby, it's getting ready it's going to be hot all week. Just go on and put your fire emojis in there. Well, Vicki, why? What's the theme this week? Now, you all know a lot of times when I'm posting, I'm always studying and I'm always in a mode of meditation. And I know I hear people say, I can't wait to see what Vicki gonna say. Beloved, I can't wait to hear what I'm gonna say either. A lot of times. Because even though I keep my ear to spirit and I'm always studying and I'm always, having my mind and my attention to stuff, I don't know how sometimes spirit's gonna put this thing together. Are y'all talking black to me? But what I do know and sense in my spirit, I may not know exactly how I'm gonna put it together, but guess what I'm getting ready to expose all week long? This league of mammies. Each day this week, I'm gonna highlight another dangerous league in this war. Now let's get to talking politics. Instagram, I'm going to need to use this device, Instagram, I'm going to need to use this device. Now I'm getting ready to give you some insight that I believe you may not have heard anywhere else. Let's get ready to talk about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Cardi B. Of course, I've been discussing Cardi B and the interconnection with her and Joe Biden last week because I broke the news that what? She said that she talked to Joe Biden, right? Well, guess what? They just officially did an interview with Elle, the publication Elle. I've been tweeting about that all morning, giving them this work. But we're finna really give it to them now. But I'm going to show you what this is all about. Are y'all ready for this revelation? Let's get ready to deal with these league of mammies, but I'm going to express to you why they are specifically and strategically utilizing the black woman and the black looking woman. Y'all better talk black to me. I said I'm going to expose why they are using the black woman and the what? The black looking woman. There is a difference, beloved. Now, Instagram, FlyNewBigQueenTV.com. I can't wait to see you, Instagram. You are the next level, sister. Cardi B is getting exposure she doesn't need. That's right, beloved. Thank you so much for your kind words. Instagram, FlyNewBigQueenTV.com on YouTube. Come on over. By the way, family, you can follow me on Instagram. I would love to see you there. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Would you? Shout out to you, Naturally Tura, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. I am ready, Queen, for this revelation. And I'm ready to give it to you. Let me finish putting this up for my folk on Instagram. I'm just posting this, inviting them officially to come on over. Okay, now that that's posted, family. Now that that's posted, let's get ready to get into it. Oh, I also want to shout out my beloved friends and supporters who support Fly Nubian Queen. And they sent me a personal gift from a Nest Home brand. It looks like they sent me some beautiful tea. They have a beautiful black business and this beautiful mug that says power and grace. That's so beautiful. Y'all send me stuff, and a brother sent me some stuff, and it's too much to even discuss. So that's why I tell y'all to go to my Instagram page, Vicki X Dillard, and I shouted them out there. Some of you secretly send me coin in other places online. I just want every one of you all to know that I bless every single one of those gifts, secret ones, whether you think this $2 here, $5, $50, whatever it is that you do, I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. But I'm using this mug for what I call my creation tools, my markers. And I want to thank the beloved black family and businesses for supporting me personally, as well as this beautiful network. Thank you so very much. All right, let's get to it. What's happened recently? What's happened? Well, beloved, what's happened? Shout out to you, Erica. You know what you did. I bless it 1,000-fold, beloved. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing as you come in. The reason why we ask that you do that, family, because when you come in doing that, you help us to draw other folk into the broadcast. And how many of you all know that the way that Fly Nubian Queen works and other black media works, alternative media, is we elevate our own voices. When you tell other folks, when you share, when you like, when you support us in that way, you are increasing our visibility, thus making the collective black voice stronger. You drink me some water, y'all. I take all of these medicines and stuff, and it dries you out sometimes. Thank you so much. Let me tell you the latest. First of all, I want you to see what I posted for today's show. This is what I posted from today's show. Hopefully it doesn't scare you too much. This is what I posted from today's show. That's Cardi B and Kamala Harris. Now, my goal is not to be personal or mean-spirited with either of these ladies. But whatever, the only thing I mean, if it's ridiculous and mean-spirited, the only thing that's ridiculous and out of control is how they're being used and how they allow themselves to be used. The only thing that's ridiculous is their attack on Black men and women. That's what's ridiculous. Nothing I do, my criticism of these individuals are not meant to be malicious. It's me trying to highlight something that's very problematic for Black society and that serves as an impediment. That serves as an impediment to our growth. Are y'all hearing me today? Never forget that, family. My goal is not to be malicious, but I'm getting ready to give you this word with all due respect. With all due respect. So I posted that today, and what I posted under it is racist America is falling and is desperately trying to save herself using, quote unquote, women of color. Using what they call women of color. Now, I want to say this off the gate. We know who Kamala Harris is. Kamala Harris is, her father is from Jamaica. Her mother is from India, right? And I've been hearing conversation out there from well-meaning people and from intentionally the ridiculous. Some of y'all know better, but you're intentionally trying to just make up stuff because you're trying to pretend like you all don't understand what Black Americans, foundational Black Americans issues are with some of our brothers and sisters who have, who are not foundational Black Americans. In other words, they or their family, their immediate family, their mother, their father, are immigrants and so forth. You all know that I love my Black family here in America and around the world. You all know that I love all peoples of the earth. Why? Because I'm the mother of civilization. But keep that in mind. The priority is that we're the mothers and fathers of civilization. So honor your mothers and fathers so that your days may be long upon the face of the earth. My position is I believe in Black folks having the priority when it comes down to issues of justice and economics. Are you understanding me? Why? Because we have been the ones experiencing some of the most inhumane treatment, I'm going to keep saying this always, for longer than anybody else. That makes us exceptional and that makes us the priority. And we firmly and roundly reject any attempts at intersectionality. That means if you try to put white feminism onto us, if you try to put, LGBTQ stuff, if you try to put immigration stuff with us, if you try to do any of this other madness and add to the Black plight, we're going to push back because when you do that, it's meant to dilute the seriousness of our justice claims and issues. Now, I love my brothers and sisters here in America and around the world. I am a woman of the world. But what we cannot deny is the fact of how our modern immigrants, by the way, shout out to our now ancestor, the Honorable Marcus Garvey. I retweeted a beautiful tweet about our brother Marcus Garvey today on his anniversary today. I don't know if some of you all knew that or not. But our brother Marcus Garvey was from the Caribbean. Is that right, family? Shout out to you, Ordinary, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold, right? Folks like to talk about how some of Shirley Chisholm's lineage and so forth. Let me tell you something. And some of you all bring those individuals up to say, well, hey, they did revolutionary things here in the United States, so you guys don't even know what you're talking about. That means you got to throw all them away. No, baby, we talking about some of you new immigrants. We're talking about those of you who've allowed yourselves to be co-opted by white supremacist agendas. Let me tell you something. The reason why they are very picky now and exclusive about the type of black immigrant they allow into the United States is because of the Marcus Garveys. When he came to the United States, he was on code with us. So to ensure that another revolutionary Marcus Garvey wouldn't come to the United States and give white supremacists this work, they not only shipped him, not only they bring false charges, trumped up charges against our brother, but they shipped him out of here. And they made sure that any other black immigrant that comes to this country, that they're going to be working on behalf of white supremacy. So when y'all come here, you disrespect those of us who are foundational black Americans, some of you. And then the others of you, you don't stand with us boldly against white supremacy because you're concerned that they're going to snatch your visa up at any moment. So stop playing dumb like you all don't understand who and what we're talking about. We've seen a marked difference. We've seen a distinct difference over the last generation or two of black immigrants coming into this country who have turned up their noses at us, spoken down to us, and that have worked in concert and as collaborators with white supremacists here in the United States against us. We're calling you out. And so when we're dealing with the Kamala Harrises of the world, you guys try to act like you don't understand what the issue is when folks say, well, she's Indian America. We didn't say she was Indian America. Kamala came out the gate talking about she's Indian. She just recently kind of sort of shifted here and there about being black when she recognized that it was politically expedient. Slowness. Quit trying to act like it's us. It's not us. It's you all. So when we're talking about these particular areas, we're talking about a mindset. We're talking about a kind of a black person that comes here and works against foundational black American. Stop playing dumb. So when you're hearing black folks say she's not black, and then some of you all, Joy Reid, who her folks are immigrants, Zelina Maxwell, I think she's another black MSNBC lady. She has immigrant family, parents, I believe. Karine Jean-Pierre, I think she's an LGBT lady. She's now one of Joe Biden's black female senior counselors. She's got, I believe her folks are Haitian, or she's Haitian. I know that the roly-polies and all of them, I think he's got some, if I haven't mistaken, I think he's got some immigrant this, that, and the third too down the, recent history. What I'm trying to say is nothing wrong with you being a part of the black diaspora. What we're trying to say is we notice a pattern with some of you. White supremacists in America use you as leverage. They use you all against us. And they elevate you guys to positions. It's not because you're smarter than us. You didn't work harder than us. You came from countries that are dilapidated and that is in shambles. So you can't come to the country and dog out foundational black Americans when most of you left your countries because you claim it's in shambles. You're not doing anything revolutionary or special. They pick you on purpose because you will parrot their white supremacist talking points. You will toe the line for them. And you will not be a firm force against white supremacy. You are a predictable Negro or Negress. You will participate in what they call controlled opposition To where, yes, you'll hear them every now and then talk about white supremacy and talk about Donald Trump being a racist. They'll talk about the racist Republicans. They'll say a little something about racism here and there, but they still go tell you to vote and tell you to shut up about reparations. Somebody talk black to me. It's controlled opposition. It's to give the appearance and the illusion. So when they speak about racism, you all think, oh, they down. But when push comes to shove, they still tell you to vote without reparations for black people. That's the difference. Now that I've said all that, I'm a woman of the world. I love my black brothers and sisters around the world. But I'm saying that y'all gonna have to check your people that's coming over here, collaborating with white supremacists against us. And let's stop playing dumb. These new, you got the same Joy Reid that once called those of us that were calling for reparations. Joy Reid was calling us bots. Those brand of Negroes will bring on a Hillary Clinton. They'll sit down with the white supremacists, but they won't bring on no revolutionary like a Minister Louis Farrakhan. They won't bring on those that we consider to be revolutionaries in black society, in the black grassroots. They're the ones that's quick to dog out our black folk. Same with Obama. Obama's mother is white. His father is from Kenya. And Obama talked crazy to us and talked down to us. Let me get on with the show today, where I want to get to. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Welcome to the Vicki Show. We're so pleased that you're with us today. So now that I done said all that, I had to get that off my chest because y'all playing dumb, like you don't know what we're talking about. As if we, black people, who've experienced the worst mistreatment of anybody for longer than anybody, like we don't understand and love our black brothers and sisters around the world. We're just saying, y'all don't come here and act like you lost your mind, enjoying the American dream on our black American nightmare and collaborate with these white supremacists and act like you came over here to teach us something when you left your countries in shambles. God, today, that's all we're trying to say. You a special kind of Sambo. That's the only thing that's special about you. Now, speaking about black looking people, we're talking about a mindset, not just where you're from. When we're talking about so-and-so from this place, we're trying to say you're bringing that mindset here. That's what we're talking about. Stop playing dumb. I love people of the world. I'm a mother of civilization. I'm a black woman. I'm the original woman. But that don't mean I'm not going to give my own people and children this work. Stop playing dumb. For we put a turtle by your name. Watch this. Now that I got that off my chest, somebody in the comment section, when the show is over, make sure you timestamp where I'm getting ready to start the show for real. Some of y'all do that anyway. But y'all know it take me a minute sometime to break this down. Now watch this. Joe Biden just did an interview, black family, with guess who? Like I told you last week. Cardi B. Oh, yes, he did. Cardi B, who's coming off of her hit single with Megan Thee Stallion. Suki, you know, the black legendary hoe. She called herself a legendary hoe. That's how she goes. Suki with the good coochie. That's why she labels her bio and stuff. And some of the other little girls, one of the girls from the KKK family. What's her name? From the Kardashians and them. One of the other girls with the other names, off-brand Kardashian, but she got a lot of money. What's her name? Yes, her. What's her name? She made a little appearance and stuff. Well, guess what? Look at this title from Elle magazine. Guess what just took place recently? Can you all see that okay? As you're looking at family, make sure as you come in, please come in giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Kylie Jenner. Thank y'all. Yeah, the ones who got a mama and a daddy that turned into a mama too. Y'all see that? This article was just released. Today's the 17th, so this came out today from Elle.com. Cardi B in conversation with Joe Biden. Y'all see that? Oh, you're reading it right. Can you believe it? You're reading it right. It says, our nation faces two crises, COVID-19 and police brutality toward people of color. Cardi B gets real via Zoom with the man who could be our next president. Cardi B, look how she starts it. These are two world leaders. Somebody put in the chat, these are the two world leaders that met. Shout out to you, Erica. These are the two world leaders. Y'all think I'm playing? This is real. That's what I tweeted earlier today. Y'all make sure that you follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki, my last name first on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Vicki Dillard, at Dillard Vicki. Y'all see those two world leaders that just met? Don't forget, some of you all know that I did a show sometime back letting you know that Cardi B not only did a show, an interview recently with Joe Biden, she also did one with Bernie Sanders a few months back when Bernie was running. And based on information and belief, and from what I could gather from both of these interviews, particularly with the Bernie Sanders one, and if you go through this article, which reads more like a transcript, to be honest with you. And before that, remember last week I told you guys that I read to you from an article from Cardi where she said she talked to Joe Biden. What I gathered and what I understand, what seems to be apparent to me, concerning the interviews that Cardi did with both Bernie Sanders months ago and more recently Joe Biden, it appears that both Bernie Sanders, when he was running, and now Joe Biden, it appears that they reached out to her. This black looking woman, female, this caricature of a black woman. It appears that your white male Democratic candidates, the most visible, the most powerful, reached out to this caricature of a black woman, a not real black woman in terms of her essence, in terms of what she stands for, and Cardi B also, for those of you that says, well, Cardi is black. Let me tell you something. I've shown you, and I've done plenty of shows, not me, where Cardi has distanced herself from being black and behaved as if she wasn't black and distanced herself from black heritage. Cardi B referred to black women as roaches and as monkeys. Y'all play too much. Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, it appears that their campaigns reached out from this low, ratchet woman. What's the root word for ratchet, family? Are we talking about the Victionary today? Not the dictionary, but the Victionary. What's the root word for ratchet? Rat. You've got two of the most powerful, visible, well-known white men on the planet, Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. One who already worked in the White House. Both have been senators for many, 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 many years, many decades, actually. They felt the need to reach out to this decrepit and degenerate female who calls other black women roaches and monkeys, who openly admits, I'm not going to redo my whole shows. I got too many shows, family. For those of you that come in to act like you don't understand what's going on, catch up on all my shows. All I do is receipts. It's so funny to me sometimes, not that anybody's doing this right now, but let me preemptively say this. Let me say this in advance for those of you that may be even thinking like this. I've done my homework. So when you come in asking questions and saying things like you're wondering if somebody's attacking another black woman, shame on you because you're just now paying attention. I understand well and keep my hands on the pulse of black society. God, today, it's you, beloved, that's just now coming over into this world, keeping up and paying attention. So if you don't even know what I'm talking about, and even if you don't believe what I'm talking about, I'm good with that. Just hush and learn. Go back and check my work, check my history, and do your homework before making a conclusion. I'm gonna need somebody black to talk black to me slowness. I don't even mind you being slow. What I mind is you coming in acting like I just got the memo when you the one that's behind schedule. You tardy. You the one riding the people slow bus and stuff. No offense to anybody that actually rode one like that. I'm not talking about my brothers and sisters that's for real mentally challenged. I'm talking about those of you who voluntarily are mentally ill. Whenever I'm talking about slowness, I'm never disrespecting anybody with a disability. I have a physical disability myself, so I'm certainly not getting ready to diss somebody with a mental one. But some of you volunteer. You are voluntarily mentally ill. Don't come up in here because you knew you ain't even been in this world of intelligent black society and consciousness. It's your first time even thinking. New is, I told y'all this before. Shout out to my beautiful supporter that made a meme of me saying this before. I always say this. Thinking is new for some people. Some of y'all in the past thought thinking was a fool's errand. Thinking is new for some people. And because you just had a good thought, something that just, shifted your spirit a little bit, you thought that you done figured it all out. Some of us have been thinking a long time now, researching a long time, studying a long time, pay attention and observing a long time. And it's okay for you to be new at thinking. I ain't mad. I want you to think. I want all the people that hadn't thought before to join the class. What I'm saying is, don't come up in here trying to point your finger down at us when you just thought of that. This is your first thought, and we light years ahead of you. Vicki, get on with it. Look at the picture of these two world leaders. These are your world leaders. Make sure that y'all tweet that these are your world leaders. This tells you what Joe Biden thinks of you. I'm going to try to move on quickly. Cardi B's first engagement with Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe Biden. I'm sorry, I ain't getting his name right. I messed his name up. It's Jim Crow Joe. Shout out to you, Michael Freeman, for your 2222 master numbers. Cardi is poison to black society. Yes, she is. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Watch this. Cardi talking about some, oh, snap. Is this real? Hi, Biden. How are you? Joe Biden. How are you? The name's Joe. Well, hello there, Joe. Let me skip on through this madness because I'm sorry. I got to skip through it. First of all, I'm not going to subject y'all to this madness because whenever I have to deal with WAPs, the wet AP girls that calls themselves legendary hoes, specifically the Suki, I feel like that all the smart is just draining out of me when I have to read and study them. God, today. When I'm even focused and thinking about that, when I'm thinking about the fact that this is who, while the Democrats, watch this, while the Democrats want you to run to the polls to get Trump out of office, saying that he is the worst president ever, and Trump is one of the worst open white supremacists ever. He is a credibly alleged rapist and racist in chief that white America supported, and a majority of white women also supported, and a greater majority of white evangelicals supported. The Democrats don't think much of you, black family. These are your world leaders. Cardi B, who calls black women roaches and monkeys. Cardi B, who openly admits that if her man crossed her, she would go get a trans to sexually assault him. Cardi B, who admits that she drugs and robs men, presumably mostly black men in terms of her clientele. Joe Biden, y'all better pay attention to what I'm getting ready. I'm going to connect some dots. Joe Biden loves to hang out with black women or black looking women who have no respect for black men, because Joe Biden has no respect for the black man. Joe Biden gravitates to black women or black looking women who disrespect black men. Why, Vicki? Did he do an interview with the Cardi B, who's an admitted sexual assaulter of black men, presumably mostly because of the clientele, and others, who admits she robs them, assaults them, and if they crossed her, will get a trans to sexually assault them in a threesome. She said threesome. That's Cardi that said that. The disdain that they have for black society. Shout out to you, Lisa 22. She said, revelation is power. Teach. Chocolate woman, I vote for a chihuahua before I vote for. Okay, I know that's right. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing, would you? Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Don't forget to text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Watch this. Watch this. Cardi B. I have a whole list of things that I want our next president to do for us. But first, I just want Trump out. His mouth gets us in trouble so much. The Democrats who wants to get Trump out. The Democrats who say that Trump is vile. The Democrats who says Trump is violating all norms and undoing all agencies of government, which I agree he's doing that. Trump is a sign of the fall of America. But guess what, Democrats? You're picking a Cardi B to talk to is a sign of your own ratchetness as well. You calling on a Cardi B and Kamala, remember y'all, when Kamala was running for president, how she was out there bumping on the radio? Who was she bumping to, y'all? Who was Kamala Harris bumping to, y'all, out there? Talking about who she listens to. Not a suspected sexual assaulter, not a suspected robber or criminal. Cardi admits to doing these things. Somebody talk black to me. That lets you know how they think of you when they go pick those individuals to talk on our behalf. Watch this. Watch this. I'm not going to get into that. Y'all understand what's happened, right? I've already proved to you that they had that interview, right? Look it up. The link is in the chat. My moderators put that in the chat. Right? Jim Crow Joe. This is a New York Times piece from long ago. When I say long ago, meaning not so long ago. This was actually last year, but it wasn't. I want you to look at this picture. Look at this picture. Who is that, family? Do y'all recognize who that is? This is from this New York Times article. Do you all recognize who that is from that New York Times article? The link will be in the chat shortly. Who is it, family? Who's that, family? That was Joe Biden from 1994. That picture. What's the title of this New York Times piece? Quote, if you have children, be aware that some of the language is explicit because these are how your politicians and how your celebrities that the politicians love speak. Quote, Lock the SOBs up. SOBs, sons of bees. Who said that? Joe Biden. Lock the SOBs up. Joe Biden and the era of mass incarceration. It talks about how he now plays down his role overhauling crime laws with segregationist senators in the 80s and 90s. That portrayal today is at odds with his actions and rhetoric back then. It talks about how in September of 1994, President Clinton signed the new Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act in an elaborately choreographed ceremony on the South Lawn of the White House. Joseph R. Biden Jr. sat directly behind the president's lectern, flashing his trademark grin. For Mr. Clinton, the law was an immediate follow-through on his campaign promise to focus more federal attention on crime prevention. How many of you all know I gave you the whole breakdown on Bill Clinton? Not just that Bill Clinton signed the 1994 crime bill, right? But I gave you guys the specific counsel that he started along with his vice president, even before he was vice president, Al Gore, and a couple of other Democratic strategists, and how those Democrats started a Democratic council, and they determined that they were going to appeal to the white male constituent by embracing law and order, and they chose to attack the black man in order to appeal to their white male constituents to take that particular constituency back from the Republicans. I'm not getting ready to go through this whole article either, but I think that the title lets you know enough. The link is in the chat for you to follow through on this piece. It is a must-read, family. Many of you know a lot of the stuff in there in the first place. He breaks down a whole bunch of stuff, but the point is, don't forget, Joseph Biden, lock the sons of bees up. I'm going somewhere. Cardi B hates black men, right? Cardi B talks about committing crimes against them. Is that why Joe Biden calls upon this particular black-looking woman? Who else was on Joe Biden's list to become VP? Susan Rice, right? I'm gonna never let you forget this. I had another video that went viral, 300 and some thousand views on Your Black World a few months ago when I broke her all the way down regarding her actual threat against Snoop Dogg when she said that she would have an army come against Snoop and he will lose. And the former ambassador to the UN, the former Security Counselor advisor, Susan Rice, who was supposed to be Secretary of State, she used words recently about Snoop and told him to back the F off. Joe Biden surrounds himself with black women and black-looking women who openly disrespects black men. For some of you say, well, Vicki, that's just a couple of black women. Let me give you another one who I will never let you forget. And because I'm a woman of my word and I'm consistent, I did a show on Simone Sanders over a year ago. Is that right, black family? Some of you all that just now paying attention to politics, that's saying, oh, this is division. Oh, Vicki, you don't think. No, you're just paying attention. Just pay attention. Even if you don't believe me, just hush and learn. Just hush and learn. Thumbs up, family. Don't forget my mastermind class every Wednesday live. I'm dropping a spiritual principle. I elaborate on it. I answer your questions every Wednesday night. ClubVicki.com. You can sign up today for $1. And then, family, just give me a few more. Hopefully by tomorrow, I have the link up for my exclusive 2-hour Angel Mastermind class. That's a separate mastermind I'm doing August 29th. That's on a Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I am so excited. I'm doing a 2-hour intensive mastermind just on angels. It's going to be so good. Oh, y'all. Oh, it's going to be good. I'm telling you, it's going to be good. That's going to be at clubvicki.com within 24 hours, hopefully. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. So you can join my weekly mastermind where I'm talking about spiritual principles every week on Wednesdays, and my upcoming special mastermind that's going to be Saturday, August 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a very reasonable rate for that too. A 2-hour intensive. That's going to be at clubvicki.com in a little bit. So don't forget that, clubvicki.com. Stay tuned for all of that, right? Watch this. So Joe Biden believes in the Simone Sanders of the world. Simone Sanders is another woman that's been openly, and let me show you this picture again. Remember I told you this is what I posted on my Instagram page. For some reason, they love to capture these women with their mouths open. I'm sure you guys can probably capture one and be with my mouth open too, but I ain't gonna be working for no white supremacist campaign. God, today. I know I'm not getting ready to be using my mouth for what? I'm going to be using my mouth to speak truth to power. I won't be using my mouth for no WAP stuff, WAP activity and stuff. Won't be using it for that. We don't need to go any further because I try to keep it classy so they talk black to me. But this is the language and the behavior of these degenerates that I'm forced to deal with. Mouth wide open. Close your mouth, Kamala. Close your mouth, Cardi. Close it. They're not the only ones mouth wide open for Zaddy. This other picture of this anti-black hating woman. Y'all remember this? Simone Sanders. I hadn't touched up any of those pictures either. That's them for real. Mouth always open for Zaddy. When my mouth wide open, it's going to be for my people. God, today. And speaking truth to power. Not for WAP stuff. Things related to WAPs. I'm trying to keep it classy. I'm not going any further with that. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing, family. That's Simone Sanders. That's another one of who? Joe Biden's black female senior counselors. She's on Joe Biden's campaign. Simone Sanders. Somebody talk black to me. Joe Biden, I'm never going to let y'all forget this. Not me. Because it's not by accident what you're seeing. Who he chose. These are not breakthrough black women. This is a tweet from Simone Sanders, so you know I'm not lying. February 5th, 2019. I did a show around the same time after I learned of this tweet. Just check my record. Consistent. It's not about attacking a black woman's slowness. I am a black woman. I want us to win. But when I see that your black femininity is used against my black man, my black son, my black nephew, my black uncle, my black father, slowness, I gotta call you out, sis. You don't get to make me celebrate them working for white supremacy. What? I'm gonna need somebody black to talk black to me. What I look like? Oh, she the first to work for a white supremacist. Stupid. We're at war, and you want me to get excited that she's gotten a promotion on the plantation. It's not just that she got a promotion on the plantation. It's not because at this time that Simone Sanders was saying what I'm getting ready to read you, what she just said. I want you to know these are her words, not mine. And I'm not going to misquote her at all. You see that? Simone Sanders, that's her public tweet. Blue check mark. That's Simone. Y'all see the year at the bottom? February, y'all see that? Watch this. I'm not just tripping because you guys got a promotion in white supremacist systems and businesses and companies. I give you this work when you cape for Zaddy, and I give you these kinds of honors, which you so deserve. God, today. Y'all see that raccoon at the top of this? Y'all see that raccoon at the top? The dog is trying to get the raccoon. You are so deserving of these awards. And the butter biscuit. I give you these awards, family, not just because you got a high-level position in white supremacist systems, and not only because you cape for Zaddy. I give you these rewards because you do that and you disrespect black people at the same time. That's how you get you get the distinct honor of these kinds of awards. Meritorious main mission, butter biscuits, and stuff. This is you all day. You get these for your work with white supremacy and at the same time downing, disrespecting, and denigrating black people. Watch this. What did Simone Sanders do, Vicki? A black man wrote a political op-ed piece. Uncle Luke, who has his own crazy history in terms of music, how they weaponize music, how your open enemies weaponize music. Got something on my face here. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Watch this. Simone tweeted with this article that he wrote. A brother wrote, this is what the black man wrote. Somebody said, this is what the black man wrote. He tweeted, he wrote an op-ed piece titled, Kamala Harris Can't Count on the Black Vote in 2020. I'm going somewhere today. He told her this in 2019. In response, Simone Sanders retweeted the link of this black political piece that this black man wrote. And Simone Sanders said this: Uncle Luke is no political mastermind or strategist. This black woman said this about a black man. Simone Sanders says, Uncle Luke is no political mastermind or strategist. Watch this. Why do black men keep popping up with their unsolicited opinions about Kamala Harris? I'm going to read it again for those of you that are in the back. Simone Sanders publicly rebuked and disrespected a black man by saying that he was no political mastermind or strategist. So she's telling him, you're stupid and you don't even have any business in the realm of this political conversation. So number one, she disrespects this black man. And number two, watch what she says, not just about this one black man, but listen to what one of Joe Biden's black female political strategist says about another black man working for the greatest anti-black white supremacist in modern day history. She says, why do black men keep popping up with their unsolicited opinions about Kamala Harris? Vicki, where are you going with this? Why did you title today's show, Joe Biden elevates? Joe Biden is using Kamala Harris and Cardi B to punish black men? I'm going to tell you something that you haven't heard before. Not that you haven't heard these specific stats, but I believe I'm going to connect the dots to explain to you what's happening in secret. I welcomed and I tagged some folks from the DNC. And just so you guys know, I don't run my mouth about some of the people that are in mainstream media that reach out to me. When they reach out to me, the record will show that I talk black to them. I'm gonna need somebody black to talk black to me. So when I'm specifically talking about these mainstream outlets, I'm not only speaking from a prophetic insight, because of the prophetic insight that I have on how things work. I'm telling you because some of them have actually reached out to me and I talk black to some of them. Secretly, privately. Watch this. Watch this. So I tagged some of the DNC folk and Fox News too. See, I'm not finna just keep, this ain't just about MSNBC no more. So MSNBC, y'all gonna play? CNN, y'all gonna keep playing and ignoring black demands? We see y'all all the same as Fox News too. You the same coin, just a different size. Same coin though. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing, family. Watch this. Y'all like, Vicki, where's Vicki going? Why did Vicki title this? Why did I title this that about Joe Biden? Watch this. Remember that piece that I told you a black man wrote about Kamala Harris in 2019? That black man that Simone Sanders, Joe Biden's senior advisor, said, disrespected and called him basically stupid, saying that he was no political mastermind or strategist. And then she went on to tell other black men she doesn't know why they keep giving their unsolicited opinions. Nate, shout out to you. Thank you, Vicki, for giving us your WAP freely every day. I'm not sure what that means, beloved, but I hope it's something good and prophetic and classy. Shout out to you, Tomo, for your gift as well. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This piece that a black man wrote, Luther Campbell, it was a political piece. Here's the article. This is where he wrote it. Miami New Times. This is a political piece that Simone Sanders was mad about, right? It's titled, Kamala Harris Can't Count on the Black Vote in 2020. This black man wrote this piece February 5th, 2019. He says Kamala Harris will have trouble persuading black voters to make her president in 2020. He said first the U.S. Senator from California must explain why Donald Trump has a better prison reform record than she has had as the Golden State's Attorney General. Then she'll have to overcome the perception she'll do anything to climb to the top. He went on breaking down word on the street, right? This black man. Notice, Simone Sanders didn't say that the political piece he wrote was inaccurate. She was just mad that this black man had the nerve to be intelligent and call out this black woman who's been caping for political zaddy and locking up every black man and woman and child and mother that she can get her hands on. Watch this. Are y'all keeping all these things in mind? 2019, a black man wrote that piece. Why Kamala's going to have trouble getting the black vote. That ain't all. Give you some insight that you may not have had before, beloved. This next link will probably be in the chat shortly. This is from Wall Street Journal. Was written in June of this year. Wall Street Journal. Look at the title. Democrats scramble to win over more black men. Oh, I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. The link is in the chat. I'll tell you what this is about. Wall Street Journal, y'all. Wall Street Journal. This is no liberal piece. Wall Street Journal. They wrote this June of this year. Democrats scramble to win over more black men. Some black voters are attracted to what they describe as President Trump's tell it like it is demeanor, surveys found. Y'all ready for this? Some Democrats are sounding alarms within the party about its outreach to younger black men, saying it was not doing enough to appeal to these voters even before a nationwide wave of protest amplified the discontent many black Americans feel toward their political leaders. Did y'all hear that? So even before the holy uprising in the streets, they knew this problem was going on. Y'all listen. It goes on to talk about how presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden's support is much weaker among black men, particularly young people, than black women, according to a Wall Street Journal NBC News polling. Y'all listen. Y'all listen. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. There's another piece that I was reading from the Pew Research as well. Watch this. And it talks about the difficult challenges and the biggest challenges facing those who will seek to understand the U.S. elections. This piece was actually written in 2018, and it's talking about the exit polls and so forth. It's talking about the minorities and all this other kind of stuff, right? And the numbers that voted for Hillary, that voted for Donald Trump in comparison, and comparing those, right? Watch this. What they found, I'm trying to access the inside of this, having a little bit of a technical issue right now. Shout out to you, Mohika, for your gift. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I blessed your gift, beloved, 1,000-fold. Watch this. Let me see if I can open this one up. For some reason, it's giving me a hard time right now while I'm trying to read the rest of this piece to you. that I already had ready for you to listen to. Okay, let's see if this is it. Okay, I'm having a hard time opening up the inside of the rest of my Wall Street Journal piece. So I'm going to read you from this other article here. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, because I'm live here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com weekdays, but my show is aired on other platforms throughout the weekend in other time zones and other times. So if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, please like, share, and follow. If you're watching us on one of our YouTube channels, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the thumbs up button. Are you ready? Are you ready? On the count of three, for those of you that haven't hit that thumbs up button, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button, okay? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, Rondi. Sister Vicki, you keep exposing these garden snakes from spewing their venom. FBA 1. That's right, Foundational Black Americans. That's right. Thank you, beloved, and I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Watch this. I'm going to read you this one from Vox now. Look at this picture. This is a Vox article from this year, March of 2020. It says that in this particular piece, roughly 24% of Black men polled by Wall Street Journal and NBC approve of Trump's efforts while in office. 72% of Black men disapprove. But that number plummets to 6% when Black women are asked the same question. Y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? Exit polling from the 2016 election shows that while 13% of Black men voted for Donald Trump, just 4% of Black women did. Catch this. Y'all listen. This is a place for intelligent Black people, but also the spiritually intelligent Black people. Exit polling from the 2016 election shows that while 13% of Black men voted for Donald Trump, just 4% of Black women did. In Pennsylvania, that number dropped by 1%. For comparison's sake, a majority of white men and women voted for Trump, as did 32% of Latino men, 25% of Latino women. And this Black gender gap isn't new, right? It goes on to talk about some other numbers with the Republican presidential candidate from 1996, on and on and on and on. But it specifically talks about that slight number of more Black men that voted for Donald Trump, and that even a slight uptick, more Black men than Black women voting for Donald Trump, could actually make a difference for his campaign. Are y'all hearing me today? It says toward the end of this article from Vox, to be clear, Black men vote for Democratic presidential candidates by wide margins and dislike Trump by wide margins. But in a race likely to be determined by small margins, y'all listen to me. I'm trying to tell you what this is about. To be clear, Black men voted for Democratic presidential candidates by wide margins and disliked Trump by wide margins. But in a race likely to be determined by small margins, every vote and every decision to vote for a candidate, a different candidate, matters, particularly when 78% of college-educated Black men voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016, while 91% of college-educated Black women did the same. In a piece for the conservative outlet, The Federalist, titled "Why Trump Gains with Black Voters Could Swing the 2020 Election," that was a piece that was written by analyst Stuart J. Lawrence. He noted, I'm quoting Stuart J. Lawrence right now from The Federalist, which is a white supremacist suspected publication. Somebody talk Black to me. I'm quoting now. How much support can Trump actually gain in 2020? It's not clear, but it's important to note African-American men are far more likely than women to gravitate toward Trump. Past voting numbers bear this out. In 2016, Trump earned 11% support from African-American men compared to just 4% from women. African American women seem to retain a deep underlying hostility toward Republicans generally, and white male Republicans like Trump especially. That may not change. For those of you that are not getting it, I'm going to read this other part again. While black men vote for Democratic presidential candidates by wide margins and dislike Trump by wide margins, but in a race likely to be determined by small margins, every vote counts. Vicki, what is your point? Why did you put this up? Why did you ask the question concerning today's show, why Joe Biden uses Kamala Harris and Cardi B to represent black women? Guess what, sis? It's not just about how disrespectful that is to me as a black woman, as a real upstanding black woman that doesn't cape for white supremacy. The elevation of black looking women is to punish black men. Can I tell you what the Democrats determined some months ago behind the scenes? Can I tell you, as a prophetic person, as a spiritual person, conversations that I hear? Y'all play too much. Don't get this on Fox or CNN or MSNBC, ABC, CBS. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Can I tell you what the decision was behind the DNC war room folk? Your former presidential candidates and stuff, the Democrats and all of them. They decided that they were going to elevate the black woman, black looking black women, make them to appear to be the heroes. At the same time, instigate a black gender war amongst us. I told you I'm doing all week long is getting ready to be the exposing the League of Mammies. Somebody talk black to me. Y'all play too much. What you mean, Vicki? What you mean? In respect and in love, I'm going to shout out Michelle Obama with respect. I'm going to shout out Jamel Hill again with respect. I'm going to shout out again Ava DuVernay. Oh, baby, they getting ready to get this work. All week long, it's going to be hot, exposing these League of Mammies and how they are selected by our white supremacist opposition, members of the white supremacist dominant society, why they pick them as the face to do their dirty work. Oh, y'all stay tuned. All week long, it's going to be hot. It's going to be a hot girl summer on the Vicki Show. It's getting ready to be a hot girl summer. So the question is, Vicki, what do you mean? You mean to tell me to punish the black men? They're going to elevate the black woman? Yes, baby. They're mad that some of those black men weren't as loyal to the Democrats as black women were. And so instead of them actually having to listen to intelligent black men to see what their interests are, to understand their demands, they instigated a divide and conquer tactic, strategy. Have you noticed, black family, that when we talk about presidential elections, and when the Democrats are running, the Republicans are running, or if it's, a Green Party member or someone else, an independent running, what do they call their camps? Don't they call it a presidential what? Campaign? Are y'all hearing me? Don't they call, when they're talking about fighting for power? Y'all not listening. Y'all not listening. That's why you don't vote for nothing. That's why you have to vote your interests. Because it's a war. Y'all listen. When you deal with even the origins of the word campaign. One of the senses of the word for campaign is what it's a series of military operations intended to achieve a particular objective, right? But also the word campaign, we know now, is used to mean to work in an organized and active way toward a particular goal, typically a political or social one. But when you study the origins of even the word campaign, you find that it's from the late Latin word campus, campus meaning level ground. Then you see that there's some Italian, French, and of course the English. But either way, when you get to the root of the word, the origin of the word, y'all listen, you find in each of those instances that it's still connected to the word campus. Campus meaning level ground. The change in sense arose from an army's practice of taking the field. Does that make sense? I.e., moving from a fortress or a town to open country. It's connected to military, campaign. It's war. Who you choose as president, you are determining who will rule over you. It's a part of war. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Somebody said it's freezing. If it's freezing, baby, check your device. I need my moderators to let me know to make sure that we're good. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing, family. Don't forget that we have a store at shopfnq.com where you can get all kinds of apparel. And we also have a business school where you can learn from Black folk who are business owners how you can start your own Black business or side hustle. That's flynubianbusiness.com, flynubianbusiness.com. And if you want to learn about money, check us out at flynubianmoney.com. If you want to learn how to invest and so forth, flynubianmoney.com. And if you want to learn about business, go to flynubianbusiness.com. And don't forget that you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. That's Vicki X Dillard. Watch this. Watch this. They're elevating the Black woman or Black looking women. And they're causing gender wars inside of Black families while we're at war with white supremacy, so that they can take advantage of the Black woman's vote. They're showing Black women being elevated because they want to fire up other Black women to look at these superficial trinkets, these superficial crumbs, because these are not tangibles. Having a Black face in the White House as vice president, baby, that's not reparations. I can't cash that. Somebody talk Black to me. I can't cash Kamala. Somebody talk Black to me. That's to fire up Black women. And then because Black women are influencers, because we're teachers, they expect us to bring our whole Sunday school, children's mamas and daddies. They want us to use our influence and our powers on behalf of white supremacy. What I find interesting is that they're ignoring the Black man as punishment. It's easier for them to ignore the Black man, elevate the Black woman, cause a gender war, than it is to meet their demands. But there's also another reason. There's a reason why I'm using the word campaign, and the reason why I'm emphasizing the military or the war nature of who will rule over you, the nature of political campaigns. Why is that? Why is that? Do you remember for the past 2 years, practically, I regularly refer back to this article that Fox News covered. Most of your mainstream white news outlets didn't cover this. Fox News covered it, and Free Beacon covered it, as well as a couple of other African, like QZ, I believe is one of the other publications, covered this story. You don't see this in mainstream white news, where the United States State Department, this is under Trump's administration, is spending almost $600,000 to to explore gender and identities of Black boys and men? I'm connecting some dots here. Y'all are like, Vicki, why do you always give us all this information about Black men? Black men are not better than Black women or more powerful. We have different types of power. But because we're at war and we're dealing with the changing of the new world, the old world of white supremacy is going out, and the new world based on freedom, justice, and equality that's going to be headed by the original man and woman of the planet Earth, the front linesmen, our warriors are the Black men. So they're specifically targeting them so that they don't arouse their war nature. And while Black men still vote for Democrats in large numbers, the numbers, they still skewed more for Donald Trump, and that was concerning to the weak Democrats for a reason. It's not because Black men like Donald Trump. It's that in war, some of the brothers are being a little bit more strategic in war to use the factions against each other. And they want the Black woman to misuse her emotions. God, today, they want the Black woman to misuse her feelings. And so they appeal to the Black woman through non-tangibles, through emotional stuff. Oh, Kamala. I'm not someone that throws away the Black woman's feelings or emotions. I'm a woman. I'm intuitive. I'm mostly made up of water. That's a particular trait to the divine feminine. The problem is when the Black woman is tapped in and plugged into the wrong source, her emotions will be used in the wrong way. But when you're tapped in and you're divinely and properly plugged in, we rarely miss. God, today, when the Black woman is properly tapped into the right power source, I'm going somewhere, we rarely miss. So when we have emotions, that's what emotions mean. Emotions mean energy in motion. But see, when you're close to Zaddy, let me help you understand something. God, today, Karen Bass is the head of the Congressional Black Caucus in Congress. Karen Bass used to be a member of the Black Panther Party. She's out of California. She's a congresswoman out of California. There are a couple of other Black congressfolk now who were members of the Black Panther Party. And if I haven't mistaken, because I do so much research and sometimes some of the information that I'm studying is so much that it kind of runs into other information that I'm studying. Some of them actually voted for the 1994 crime bill. How could that be? God bless the soul of John Lewis in terms of his spiritual transition. But the reason why they love the John Lewises of the world, and I'm not saying this disrespectfully, you all know I will never disrespect the dead, but I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why, especially the white Democrats, love a type of John Lewis versus a Louis Farrakhan, versus a Dr. Jeremiah Wright, versus a Khalid Muhammad, a Malcolm X type, is because John Lewis was politically moist. No disrespect. They managed to unman John Lewis, who is a symbol of the resistance of white supremacy. Even though I disagreed with his nonviolent approach back in the day, we don't believe in being violent. We don't believe in initiating violence, but we know that never happens in America. Black folks don't never initiate violence here in this country against white supremacist America. But he still, even though he did nonviolently, he still served as the face of resistance to white supremacy. What your white supremacists have learned to do now, instead of fighting your Karen Basses and members of the Black Panther Party, some of them, instead of fighting the John Lewises, y'all please watch, they bring them into the system. They weaken you and they elevate you within the system of white supremacy. And because you're inside the system, and because you are now subject to their power, their force field, there's an environment that power has. God, today, you got to join my mastermind class if you want to get the rest of this kind of revelation. There's a certain force field. I know I carry a presence with me, an unseen power and presence, but it's real because it's not just me. I don't speak for nobody else. What success looks like for Vicki is different from everybody else. My gifts and my skill set, my purpose, my destiny is different from yours. But I know I carry this particular thing with me because I know what I move in the spirit and in the natural. I know that these outlets, I'm shifting and I'm feeding something. Y'all play too much. So what they did, they got smart and they said, instead of us fighting them in the other way, let's bring them in and let's elevate them within the system of white supremacy. And so when they did that to the John Lewis of the world, John Lewis, who used to once stand for Minister Farrakhan, they turn around and use him as a mouthpiece, even when he was dead, to speak against Minister Farrakhan. They'll use a Karen Bass to tell us to vote, who's a former Black Panther, to tell us why we need to vote for white supremacist Joe Biden, who refuses reparations. Sweet Black lady, but supports the system of white supremacy. Do you all understand that? Why are you talking about Black men? If you are not the type of Black man that John Lewis was, where you would be a part of the controlled opposition, they got a benefit by getting John Lewis in. They brought John Lewis in, they gave him a title, they made him appear to be a legend. They did all of these wonderful things. They elevated him. They elevated him. Why? So that he would never become revolutionary again. And then they turned around and they used his past legacy, pushing against white supremacy on that bridge, bragging about him getting beat up, as if he's some sign of how America can truly change and how America is really going somewhere. Do you understand? They got 2 for 1 using him. But they don't bring in a certain type of Black man. Now Vicki is getting back. I know this is a lot of information, but I'm telling you this for a reason. See, this is a place for spiritually intelligent Black people. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. They elevate the Cardi B's. They're elevating the Kamala Harris as a distraction. They're not even addressing loudly and publicly masculine Black men. They call you toxic. They feminize you. They ignore you. These are the ways that the Democratic Party chooses to punish you guys, because some of you, more of you than Black women, voted for Donald Trump. And they are intentionally choosing not to engage with you, brother, because they are afraid that it is going to stir up your warrior spirit, because this is, after all, a campaign. What do you mean, Vicki? The State Department spent almost $600,000 to explore gender identities of boys and men, Black African boys and men. Watch this. Remember, I told you the Department's Bureau of Counterterrorism is seeking, this was when they were doing this in 2018. Of course, by now, it's presumed that they've already determined which one they are. From January 2018, y'all listen. The Bureau's department at the time of counterterrorism, they were seeking a nonprofit group, watch this, to quote, I'm quoting your U.S. State Department, to explore gender identities of boys and men who are tough, heterosexual, aggressive, unemotional, and achieving. This is the reason why they're choosing to ignore the Black man as it relates to our uncompromising demand for reparations for Black people in America. It's because they're not trying to appeal to that uncompromising and unemotional, tough, heterosexual, aggressive, unemotional, and achieving Black man who's going to make demands of the Democrats today. They're pimping the emotional Black woman. Again, Black woman, I know that there is a teaching that even I'm under that talks about how you rise above your emotions into the thinking of God. But in terms of being the divine feminine of God, I don't believe in throwing all of my emotions away and all of my feelings away, because women are different from men. Women are different from men. Our power is expressed and manifests differently from the masculine. One's not better or worse than the other. It's different. Remember, our essence coming from the Most High is the same, but our functions are different. But in this instance, because they're bringing our people within the realm of white supremacy, elevating them inside of white supremacy structures, they get you to compromise. So the reason why they punished and they separated Barack Obama from Minister Farrakhan and made him denounce him before he became president, the reason why they made him denounce his own pastor who married him and baptized his children, is because they didn't want that type of influence from a masculine black man involved in politics and in the White House. Do you understand? So other black men that are willing to denounce masculine black men who are what? Tough, heterosexual, aggressive, unemotional, and achieving, they are a problem for white supremacy. Mia says, bring out the warrior black men. Yes. Did y'all hear me today? They want us wrapped in our emotions, sis, to where we're not asking for tangibles. So let me tell you what else the Democrats are doing. Can I show you their playbook, y'all? You've heard some of the things I talked about, but I'm telling you, they're punishing black men by elevating black women or black looking women. Kay says, my Lord, what you say? Listen, thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. You all, we hit, I think, 119,000 subscribers on our platform on your black on flynubianqueentv.com. So congratulations. Thank you so much. Everybody, on the count of 3, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching us on one of our YouTube platforms. But if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, please like and share. Are you ready? Because I know the show is shown several other places for wherever you are, whatever time zone, whatever platform you're watching the Vicki Show on, here or one of our affiliates. Please like, share, and subscribe. Are you ready? On the count of 3, let's hit subscribe and let's hit thumbs up or like. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Watch this. They're studying the warrior spirit in black men and boys. Why? But not any kind of black men and boys. The ones that are what, y'all? Tough, heterosexual, aggressive, achieving, unemotional. That is a quote from your what? State Department's Bureau of Counterterrorism. They're threatened by a black man who's tough, heterosexual, aggressive, unemotional, and achieving. Watch this. Let me ask you something, some of you black women who have children without men in your homes. This is not about beating up on our sisters. We can't blame women for all of this when it takes 2 to make them. I love both my mother and father, even though they weren't both together. And my father, he who since passed away, ended up getting cancer when I was in the belly of the beast. And when I was in another form of custody after 6 months, he passed away there. But I have much respect and love for my father. But let me tell you something. My mother never talked crazy about my father. She didn't lie on him. She didn't make him pretend to be like he was something he wasn't. But she never talked crazy to us about our father. Do you hear me? She was not ghetto. She didn't bring no men around us and sleep. I'm not dogging. I'm just trying to say, because everybody don't have mamas. So talk like me. And when I say mamas, I mean intelligent, spiritual, upstanding women in your life to know, okay, this is some stuff you do and that's just some other stuff you just don't do. And God provided and made a way. Never. We used to have to force her. We'd be like, we know we ain't here by osmosis. So what's going on? Had to force it out of us to tell the truth. She told the truth. She was respectful, but she never had that disgusting, dirty bitterness about her. And I can promise you, God's blessing her today. Watch this. And in the end, my father ended up doing some very beautiful things for me. I never had no ugly feelings about my father or even the black men that did me wrong because I understood the system of white supremacy. But notice, I'm not going to be with you though. God, today. Let's just be clear about that. Now, I ain't gonna marry you now. Gotta wait till you get, reformed and stuff. God, today. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Listen. Watch this. I mentioned that about mothers. I mentioned that about having to raise your babies, to take care of them financially, economically, and stuff like that. I'm bringing that up for a reason. How many of you single mothers know? And I even like to even use that term because if the man is in the child's life, if he's doing something for the baby, I don't even like the phrase quote unquote single, single mothers. It's just y'all at different houses. If the person is involved in their life, you ain't no single mother. You feel what I'm saying? But let me leave that alone. Let me ask you something. If you don't have the man in your house, women, isn't it true that your local and state government and even some of your governmental services that you can get, isn't it true that you can get more financial assistance from the government, also known as the white man, also known as Zaddy? Stop hollering, Vicki. Isn't it true that you can get more support from Zaddy, meaning governmental assistance, if you don't have the black man in the home? I'll wait. Tell me if I'm wrong. Things might have changed by now, but I'm asking, family. I know I'm talking to a couple of thousand plus live intelligent black people, and I know it's others. Help me I'm just trying to make a point. I'm trying to show you what the DNC's playbook is. I know you ain't hearing it like this from nobody else. Just like they're not telling you that the reason why they're elevating the black woman is not just because it's humiliating to we black women who desire to be the best black women we can and not to be ratchet and raunchy. It's not just about us. Okay, y'all saying truth. Isn't it true when you say the man can't be in the house, they'll give you more resources? How much sense does that make, y'all? But we're going to leave it alone. I'm telling you that the Democrats have the exact same playbook. They're simply choosing to ignore the black man because they were afraid that when it comes down to negotiations and politics, that their warrior spirit is going to come out because it is, after all, a campaign. It's war. And it's about who will rule over you. And they know that they're least likely to be emotional for Zaddy. Y'all know I'm emotional. But I ain't plugged into Zaddy in them. You can't bring me in your system as a former Black Panther and get me to brag about a Joe Biden. You just can't do that. I'm not built like that. And so that I'm not susceptible to that type of coronavirus, I just socially distance, guys. So even if you become Obama, even if you win the White House, same with Jesse Jackson. Don't forget they started lying on Minister Farrakhan, calling him all of these other names in these religious white communities when he stood up for Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson's enemies got mad at him because he was demanding what? Justice for the Palestinians. When they got word of that, that's when they started to say, not run, Jesse, run. They started their campaign slogan against Trump, against Jesse Jackson was ruin, Jesse, ruin. So Minister Farrakhan Farrakhan, who is a black Muslim, didn't worry about his religious title because he believed in being black first. Unlike bishops, unlike black priests, unlike black deacons, Minister Farrakhan took to the pulpit and gave one of the greatest defense of Jesse Jackson when Jesse Jackson, a black man who was showing some signs before he was co-opted of black masculinity. White folks didn't like it, so they started threatening the lives of Jesse Jackson. They firebombed some of the places where he and his family or campaign was, and so Minister Farrakhan sent out the Fruit of Islam to secure Jesse Jackson and his family. I didn't say Secret Service from white America. I said black men who were already mobilized came to the defense because they actually literally committed violence against Jesse Jackson. Some of you may not have known that. And so when Minister Farrakhan told the white world, don't you kill Jesse Jackson. When Minister Farrakhan told him it's not just about Jesse Jackson, it's about black America as a whole, that they wouldn't just be coming against him, that's when they started lying on Minister Farrakhan in a way they never have before. And that's when they tried to demand the death, literal death of Minister Farrakhan since then. Some of you all may not have known that. Why did I bring that up? I'm saying even if one of us got inside of white supremacist systems, they made sure that you don't have a black masculine influence. Like a Reverend Jeremiah Wright that said, God damn America, because he was talking prophetically like the prophets damned the unrighteous. Prophets cursed unrighteous nations and people. In the same spirit, that's what Reverend Jeremiah Wright was talking about, but he was delineating, he was listing a lot of America's injustices against black folk in America and the darker peoples around the world. They had to make sure that if you made it inside the system, that you have no contact with the warrior. Why? Not because the black man's power is more important than my black feminine power. It's because in terms of war, they're the first line of defense. They're the ones that provide and protect. They're the ones that secure the black nation. Are you getting it, you slow feminist? So they elevate black men. Again, no disrespect to John Lewis, but they elevate the John Lewises who later denounced the Minister Farrakhan's. Do you understand? There's another black attorney general for this show will remain nameless. There's a black attorney general right now in one of the states who only became the attorney general really after he denounced Minister Farrakhan. He acted like he didn't have any connections with the nation until the nation pulled out pictures of him selling the Final Call newspaper, which is the publication for the Nation of Islam. But we're going to leave it alone. Do you understand? They tell you that if you make it inside the system, they have to know that you're not connected to any of those people. So no disrespect, but that's why the Reverend Al Sharpton has maintained his job, his weekend job on MSNBC. Remember when Al Sharpton treated Minister Farrakhan and other truly black masculine men like heroes? How many times have you seen him bring any of them on his show? But how many white supremacists has he brought on the show? Do you all understand? You've got to be willing to denounce your own because they know that they would be what? A safeguard. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I got to get ready to go. White America gives you, they incentivize you to betray your own community. And the DNC is doing the same type of playbook that your local, state, and governmental entities, welfare systems and so forth, they're doing the same playbook. They believe, are y'all ready? In the absence of the black man. And if you allow the black man to be in your home, sis, they will punish you. But if you allow him to be absent, they will reward you. And that's what the Democrats are doing when they elevate these ratchet women. It's because they feel that it's easier for them to get what they want and ignore that warrior spirit that will put true demands and help to push the Democrats to do what we really need them to do, and that's Black economics, specific for us. Reparations, cut the check, that's intentional. And I must tell you, I have a problem with that. And finally, let me say this. Before Brother Jesse Jackson started to acquiesce and started to submit to white supremacists. Are y'all hearing me today? Before Jesse Jackson was doing that, Jesse Jackson was coming out strong on some stuff. And he was making white supremacist people upset, entities upset. But how many of you all know another Black masculine, one of the very few Black masculine men who was unapologetically Black, that when he got behind enemy lines, he actually did something substantive for Black people? They don't want none of these men to ever be. Y'all heard me mention him before. I've been mentioning him many times. I played you a clip sometime back too of Minister Farrakhan speaking at this particular man's memorial. Just before I do that, family, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. Be sure to like and share. Jeremiah, I love you, sister. Stay safe. I love you back, beloved. You already know, Irvin, where I'm going. Irvin, you're saying the name. You already know because I talk about him a lot. I've talked about him several times. This is important. I'm trying to show you that they find it easier to appeal to the Black woman to do the dirty work for white supremacy. And they just ignore the Black masculine man that they can't control. Control. Watch this. Here's a piece from time.com. This time.com piece, I love it. I love it. This time piece was written, I think it's 2014 here, when the year he passed, December 1st, by Vincent Gray. Look at this. Look at the title of this. When our dear brother, Marion Barry, died, it says, why thousands of Washingtonians loved Marion Barry. Those of you that may not know him, here's a picture of him. Who was he? The former mayor of DC. Y'all listen though. Watch this. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing, family. Don't forget my weekly ongoing Wednesday night mastermind classes where each week I'm dropping a spiritual principle. I answer your questions in an exclusive environment. Go to clubvicki.com. And at the end of the month, hopefully in the next 24 hours, that other link will be up. At the end of the month, Saturday, it's going to be on the Saturday, separate mastermind class. At the end of the month, on the Saturday, I'm going to be doing a 2-hour intensive on angels. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Clubvicki.com. Sign up for both, because the one that I do every week, you can sign up for that one for $1, y'all, for the first month. And the other mastermind class is a totally reasonable price. So go to clubvicki.com. And again, the other one for the 2-hour intensive on angels will be up in the next 24 hours, hopefully. Watch this. This timepiece about Marion Barry, by the way, it says DC council member Marion Barry discussed his new autobiography. That's what this picture is from. He was a member of the council, but he was also DC mayor. Watch this. When Marion Barry died, it says, Marion Barry Jr. passed away last Sunday at the age of 78. Many likely took little note than to say good riddance. After all, most of the nation knew about the so-called mayor for life, primarily from his appearances in national headlines after getting arrested while in office for smoking crack, or for his last term in office when a congressionally appointed control board took over the city's finances and many of our agencies. But there was a vastly different, somebody say vastly different. I'm almost done. But there was a vastly different side to Barry, a side that endeared him to tens of thousands of Washingtonians over the years, and a side that became his greatest political asset. Watch this. Watch this. Enabling him to win redemption again and again at the ballot box. I'm going to skip through this, but just so you all know, he was also a member of SNCC. the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee and stuff like that. He was basically a contemporary with some of the other ones, like the John Lewis's and all those other kinds of folks, right? Watch this. It talks about when he came to Washington, D.C. in 1965 to work for SNCC and the city that he saw. He also was every bit segregated as a Mississippi of his childhood. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I have respect for him, too, because I'm a girl born and raised in Mississippi. But listen to this. Listen to this. It says that Marion Barry had found the place where he would make his mark, first as an activist for better relations with police and better employment opportunities for African Americans in the district. He got elected to the school board, and finally, after the advent of a home rule, this thing is acting up again. I apologize, family. I'm having some issues every time I try to pull up. Okay, here it is. Let me skip through because I'm going to get to this other part because I don't want this to cut off on me. Thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. This is it. In his first term as mayor, he achieved some truly remarkable successes. He helped get the city's chaotic finances under control, helped turn our Metropolitan Police Department into an agency whose officers are much more reflective of the population they serve than many other police agencies around the country, helped build the districts. Watch this. Yeah, around the country. Watch this. This is the key. And this is the reason why white supremacists didn't like him and tried to bust him for crack and set him up. He helped build the district's Black middle class through a groundbreaking program that required a share of city businesses to go to minority-owned businesses and created summer employment programs for the district's youth. If I had mistaken also, I found out that a formerly incarcerated Black man was also appointed in a powerful position, on the parole board by this man. Did y'all hear what I said? I said he appointed, if I remember correctly, a formerly incarcerated Black man to be one of the decision makers on a parole board. He was responsible for getting you some money. He was giving us money, the use of money from the Victionary. And what did I say? He was responsible. He helped to build the district's Black middle class through a groundbreaking program that required a share of the city's businesses to go to such enterprises. They never wanted that kind of Negro to get power again. They consider a Black masculine man like that uncontrollable. Y'all better talk Black to me. And the reason why they titled this piece from time.com, he was loved by thousands of Washingtonians, love Marion Barry. And at the end of one of the paragraphs, it says he was, what is it? Let me get back to it. Why he was considered to be a mayor for life. And how it says he went on to win redemption again and again. Redemption by who? Black folk. When white folks sitting there talking about crack cocaine, Black folks, that's when you turn the other cheek. The scripture that says turn the other cheek, Black family, it only means related to your own Black brother or sister like that. That's doing something for you with your funny look and say, that's for your Black family, turn the other cheek. That ain't for white supremacy. So when white folks came to us talking about some crack, we was like, who? We turned the other cheek like, what that got to do with us? You understand how you see how Black folks was on code? How he delivered them some tangibles and they had his back. And like this timepiece said, he got redemption again and again. They tried to set him up and none of them scandals fazed us. But see, you got these new crop of Black looking people who allow such things to quote unquote faze them, and they don't keep the bigger picture. Somebody talk Black to me. That's right, lady. Wilson. Lady Wilson knows about the Vicki show. What did I say when your open enemy comes to you with some gossip, with some allegations against a black woman, a black man? What do you say? Do you say what? No, you say 2 forms of ID. Before you go to investigating allegations against your black brother and sister, you say to them, I need 2 forms of ID. You say to them, I need to check your record. You don't even don't feel pressure to address a white supremacist bringing you information about your black brothers and sisters. Some of you misread scripture. See, it's written about them that do that too in the Bible. Where? When it says they're the accuser of the brethren. When it talks about the opposition being the accuser of the brethren. It says accusing day what? And night. The people that lynched you. Hi. The people that put the whip to your back. The people that decapitated you. Dismembered your body parts and kept them as souvenirs. The people that burned your cities on fire. The people that miseducated you, that incarcerated you, and that murdered you, and that poisoned you. They're the ones bringing you news about your black brother and sister. And you sitting there all tripped out about what they're saying about your black brother and sister. You got to be out of your slave mind. But I'm here to help you today. That's right, castrated, decapitated, and dismembered. You taking their word for it. Shout out to you, Lenny. Said, laid it down and spread the wise, Sister Vicki. You don't even address the allegations. You don't even need to comment whether or not you believe it is true or not. All you need to do is first investigate the individual. Once you take their 2 forms of ID, you tell them, I'll get back with you if I deem it necessary. Put it on your calendar if you choose 6 months later to decide whether or not you even gonna respond. I need somebody black to talk black to me. Y'all gotta know how to do it. Don't make me do the training on what you do, sis. When Karen and Becky is crying and weaponizing her white girl tears. I done already gave y'all training on that. We'll do that later. You got your training on your how dare you training. Sis, you know you got your training on what to do when Becky starts the white girl tears. Somebody talk black to me. Now you got your training on any white supremacist that comes to you with some allegations against your brothers and sisters who are doing things in your interest. That's why I tell you, don't pay no mind to people that's saying stuff about Minister Farrakhan. What do we care about what some other group is lying on Minister Farrakhan about? I told y'all before. I told you I was talking to a brother before. We was talking about relationships and stuff, and we was making, look, my thing is this. If my man is good to me, somebody talk like to me. If my man is providing and protected over here, sis, you can't come to me with nothing about how he mistreated you at the middle school dance and how he's a horrible man because of how you felt he was 30 years ago. But he's good to me now. Got a history and a track record of being good. What black folks looking like caring about what your enemies say about people who love us? If our black people that they don't like love us, what we look like caring and writing articles, Jamil Hill, calling your own vile, but you can't call Biden vile. And y'all, you League of Mammies are still giving him the benefit of the doubt, unlike that of your own black brother who's not responsible for destroying anybody else's life like that. I'm a black man that love black people, but I don't, what we look like caring about what these other groups is lying about. Called up. Thank you for your gift, saying, love you, queen. I love you back. Let me get ready to get out of here, family. It's finna be hot all week because I'm getting ready to do this whole League of Mammy series. The word for today is the reason why they're elevating the Cardi B's and the Kamala Harris is black looking women. For those of you that's just coming in and you don't understand what I mean when I say black looking, please listen to the whole show. I'm not being malicious or disrespectful. I'm being honest, and I explain what we mean by that. Watch the whole show. They're doing it as punishment for black men. And I gave you the stats and the insight to prove because of the small numbers of black men who can make a measurable difference in the 2020 election. They don't want to appeal to you. They're punishing you for voting in greater numbers from Trump. And so versus appealing to you and your interest it's easier for them to cause gender wars with your own woman. And so your woman now is fighting on behalf of Zaddy, Joe Biden, Donald Trump and them. And then they're at war with you. And like I said to you before, they're doing the same playbook as all of these governmental entities and agencies are doing. Whenever a black woman that doesn't have a black man in the house, the moment she says, well, I got a black man, he's working, he's at home, they remove money from you, they take resources from you. It's the same things that the Democrats do. Whereas the government punishes the black woman when the black man is in the house, they reward you when they're absent. So they're making sure that they remain absent from the system. They're taking advantage of black female numbers, and they're also taking advantage of our emotional nature by playing on those sensibilities. They don't want a warrior mindset coming in and negotiating. They don't want you coming up in there, family. The Democrats are like, don't you come up in here like you know what you're talking about. So many today love the ratchet. You know why they love the ratchet? I gotta go. Because the ratchet is reachable. God, today, some of y'all like ratchet because ratchet is reachable. I like Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, that Cardi girl, I mean, she just so down to earth and stuff. That Suki with the coochie and stuff. You know why you like them? Because you see you all up in them. Ratchet is reachable. Let that be a t-shirt too. Some of y'all like ratchet because it's reachable. It doesn't require you to know who you are. It doesn't require you to be disciplined. It doesn't require you to think. Just operate in the lowest form of yourself all day, every doggone day. And we reward you for being that. And when the dominant society rewards black folk for being ratchet, it's because your ratchetness works for them and works against us. And so you're in a catch-22. It's difficult for you to do what's right when it pays your bills. And when your open enemy is telling you you're special. Isn't that something? That right now we get excited. Kamala running around here talking about Joe Biden had the nerve. She said he had the audacity to pick a black woman. That ain't nothing to brag about. She was on the show. She was doing an interview with another black woman talking about, think about that. He had the audacity to pick a black woman. If you got to put all that energy in saying he had the audacity, you're proving that he's a racist. You're proving that America is a racist. If they quote unquote have the audacity. When you have to put all of that energy and focus in him having the audacity, you're saying that this is something that they don't have a tendency to do, a proclivity, a desire to do. Some of you like ratchet because ratchet is reachable, it's low vibrational. It doesn't require the divine initiations to be more and to work for a higher purpose and not sell your soul. Quentin, I love Vicki. You the bomb, baby. I love you back, beloved. But there are a few of us that's not going to sell our souls. And let me tell you all something. For those of you that like to only count success when you have a whole lot of followers and a whole lot of brands and a whole lot of numbers and a whole lot of likes and stuff, let me tell you something. While I do want to reach my maximum folks for my tribe, those that I'm called to, let me tell you something. It's written that the road to hell is broad. One translation says it's a lot of people going that way. Do you all know that most of America was still believing in slavery? Even when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed? That ain't no sign of nothing. But the narrow way, few are on it, but that's the right way to go. And like I've told you all before, I'm not worried about what folks are doing just in this lifetime. We're involved in the changing of the gods. What they're doing is not even going to make it to the next world. It's going to die with this one. Somebody talk black to me. I love y'all. Share this with everybody you know. Send this to Trump. Send this to RNC, the Republican. Send this to DNC, the Democratic National Convention. Send this to Simone Sanders, Jean-Pierre. Who are some of them other folks that work with Trump? Send this to Joy Reid and stuff, Zelina Maxwell and them. All of these people that's pushing for this stuff. Michelle Obama, Barack and them. Nancy Pelosi. What are their names? Send this to all of them. Let them know, black folks, we're not voting. Cut the check. Oh, we're not voting. This is for intelligent people. Let the real women stand up, please. Let the real men stand. I'll go further later in the week because this is going to be a whole week. It's going to be a hot summer. Hot summer. And I'm going to dedicate a segment to a special member of this League of Mammies this week that have recently again come out to allow themselves to be used in a political WAP sense. Love y'all. Don't forget to start a black business. Go to flynubianbusiness.com, flynubianbusiness.com. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And be sure, family, to go to clubvicki.com to join my weekly mastermind. And then, like I said, I'm going to have a separate mastermind just on angels, a 2-hour intensive at the end of this month, Saturday, August 29th, 2-hour intensive at 2 p.m. Eastern. Do it on the Saturday to make it easier for some of you to join. Stay tuned for that. That extra link will be up also at clubvicki.com within 24 hours. Meanwhile, join my other mastermind weekly because that's only $1 to sign up for the first month. Love you to pieces. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace.